It's the winter season again, and it's the time of year where I personally feel like I want something a bit more cozy. Something where I don't necessarily feel like the world is going to explode at any given second, which isn't to say the games that I'm going to show you on this list have no stakes. They're just a bit cozier than your average JRPG. So you can sit down, sip a cup of hot cocoa while you play them. So let's get started with a series that is almost certainly on every Cozy JRPG list. The Atelier series is famous for having games that are a bit low stakes. A lot of the time they feel more like a slice of life anime, and sometimes you just want that vibe from a game. Atelier Ryza is a trilogy of some of the best that Atelier has to offer. So I think it only makes sense to go with those. They're decently lengthy games too, running anywhere from 30 to 60 hours depending on how much you want to dig into them. In the Atelier series, you go around the map collecting materials to perform alchemy, grabbing those materials from the environment and the monsters that you fight along the way as a robust system of crafting that you'll want to take advantage of and is a big focus of the game. Very fun games if you just want to relax, turn the brain off, and enjoy some simple fun. Alternatively, you could start with Atelier Mari Remake, which is a bit more of a classic style. Obviously, you have to be more into retro style games because it is missing some of the quality of life features of the later games. Grandia is a series that is near and dear to me personally, and has a very cozy first game. It has everything you would want from this sort of RPG, a multitude of different areas to explore, little towns with NPCs to chat with, and a tight and fun combat system that deserves all the praise that it's been given. But what really makes Grandia is the interactions between the characters and the main cast, especially Justin and Fina. There's an entire romance arc that goes throughout the game, and Grandia does this in a way that I think any romance JRPG enthusiast will appreciate. Highly recommended for anyone into JRPGs, and it would make a great game to just sit down and play over the winter break. Trails is a series that tends to have a pretty straightforward way of doing things, specifically in the format, which is honestly a good thing for anyone who wants a cozy JRPG. Trails from Zero is the start of a two-part story that explores the Crossbell region, which includes this big city. Part of what I think makes Trails from Zero's a great cozy JRPG is interacting with the various NPCs across the world. Many of them have their own little story threads that you'll get to know as you play. Trails is generally a pretty light-hearted series, though it obviously has moments where things kick up a notch. I might have recommended Trails in the Sky, but it has a remake that is coming out this next year, so I feel like it's best to play that at that time when it comes out. Super Mario RPG is where the entire Mario RPG journey began, and it's also a really great game. Nintendo gave Square a license to do what they wanted, and they made one of the coziest JRPGs you could play. It has all of the Mario characters that you know and love, including Bowser, Peach, and definitely not Luigi for some reason, but tons of Bowser, of course, and there isn't anything cozier than Bowser, so that's really what we want here. It's probably also worth mentioning that Paper Mario Thousand Year Door has recently been remastered, so that could also be a game to play if you want some cozy Mario vibes. Both games have a pretty simple combat system that has enough to keep things interesting and has you exploring the world trying to solve whatever problems come up, bringing new characters into your party, and they're just a lot of fun to play. The Dragon Quest series is one of those series that has a lot of nostalgia for people, and there isn't much cozier than some grade A nostalgia. Dragon Quest XI is the latest game in the series, and it does a lot right. In it you travel the world from town to town, exploring, saving people, and fighting different kinds of slimes, wherever you might find them. Although the stakes are a bit higher, the game just feels pretty lighthearted in general. It gives me those sorts of vibes. It's a game that is very easy to get lost in, just finding various things to do, and definitely one that I would recommend for the holiday season. Ni no Kuni is one of those games that definitely passes the cozy vibe check. Even though there are some themes at the beginning which are a bit heavy, it quickly moves forward into a more light-hearted romp around the world. In it, the main character will gain all sorts of different abilities to manipulate the environment, explore the world. The world of Ni no Kuni really is beautiful, which makes sense considering they had a bit of help from Studio Ghibli to create it. There's a ton to see and do, and you'll be experiencing a lot of different things since each of the towns in the game are pretty unique. Very fun game, one that I think more people should experience. I do feel like I have to mention the two Lunar games here, Lunar Silver Star Story and Eternal Blue. Normally I would recommend them in a Cozy JRPG list, but they have an upcoming remaster, so I'd recommend waiting for that. It'll come out in sometime in 2025. I think it's supposed to come out early in 2025. Still, definitely one to check out in the future. You won't have to wait too long. So there you go, a whole list of Cozy JRPGs to play. I'd be curious to see and hear what other people play when they want some cozy vibes in the winter, so let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.